guys, now I'm just gonna make it right now. We're just gonna be talking about the problems I had with Iron Fist Season 2. Now, the honest truth is, there aren't that many. It was a pretty flawless season, actually. Well, considering where the first one was, it was like a mediocre season. It was okay. This one was like 50 times better. Maybe not 50, because that would mean it would be like, you know, god level series. It was a very good series. This is not a review of the season. I'm gonna put that up tomorrow. This is just particular things which, especially the end, I had particular gripes with. One, I love the character, and they sort of botched some serious things with this season nearer the end. But almost throughout the whole season, I had no problems with it. I know one thing which I do have big issues with, because I'm a stickler for it, is the editing. I think every Netflix show since Jessica Jones has just got worse, and I think this one was better than a couple of the other ones. But the first season of Daredevil, that season's editing was phenomenal. Like, it was not TV like. It was stunning. And Jessica Jones season 1 had that same flair to it, but ever since then, every season has not been on par with that. They've just not been as good. And unfortunately, there were instances with this where I looked at it and I was like, it's just botched. It just doesn't look right. I don't know what angles you took here, but they just don't fit. But other than that, I had like no issues with the story, the acting, the set design, the costumes, anything until episode 10. The end of episode 9 and episode 10. Because that last episode had so much shit in it. We'll just start off with a very basic one. The costume. We still haven't got his actual costume. We got his headband, but that was like a training thing. We didn't actually get what we want. I do not want this to become a Smallville thing, or we'll be in season 3 and we still haven't got the suit and we'll have to wait to season 4. We need a damn suit. I know some people say it'll look stupid on film. I want to see it anyway. They did it with Daredevil and they made it look good. Do you remember that Ben Affleck Daredevil? Yes, yes you do. Unfortunately, yes you do. And you saw the glow up of the suit from there to Charlie Cox's Daredevil suit. Now the suit looks great, and they can do that with Iron Fist. It can look sick. It really can. Just as a point, those training suits are not the costume, all right? I'm not having it. They don't count. I'll get to the problem with this next thing at the end of it. So I actually really like the character development they had with Ward this season. In season 1, he was a piece of garbage, especially the first half. Like, the acting was bad, the writing was bad. There was nothing good about what this person or the character was. But this season, he was lighting up the show for me. He was definitely something special in the show. He brought a different gravitas to it. And even though he's very subtle a lot of the time, maybe that's just what the actor does, it worked well this season as opposed to last season, and he brought additional elements to it. But my problem with it was, at the end of the season, this is spoilers by the way, just so you know, at the end of the season, they just chucked him back to square one again. Mans has a girlfriend is with child, girlfriend just like, I don't want you in my child's life, okay? You're too volatile. Man's just gone through a freaking arc to be like, I'm not volatile. I can handle myself now. I don't know who I am, but I'm dealing with it. I'm sorting it out. And she's just like, no, goodbye. Fuck you. What type of message is that? Just be like, you can have self-improvement, but no, still, you're not good enough. Sorry. Fuck off. He has such a strong arc in this season, and it just got thrown away at the end. They literally broke the character again in the last episode. That's what they did. He had a flowing story, and they just cracked the whip and just got rid of it. Obviously, they can do other things with the character and take him in a different direction, but I thought he was really growing, and the fact that it just annoys me. Sorry, it's just my opinion. Give the guy a break. Like, he's been through some traumatic shit. In terms of development-wise, I would say he's probably the most developed character now, in my opinion. We all are different, but for me, he's probably the most developed character from where he was in season 1. And now we get to the big one. We get to the big one, Colleen fucking Wing. All right? Now, I like the character a lot, don't get me wrong, but something that I like about her is the fact she's that kung fu master. She can kick anyone's ass, and she doesn't need powers. That's her niche. That's what she can do. That's what makes her special, is the fact she's not special. And they've turned her into a fucking Iron Fist with a white fist. Also, just to say, all the other color fists look shit compared to the yellow. They really put more time and effort into it, I think, with the design, with the veins coming out, as opposed to the white and the red of Davos. I think yellow is the color. Just stick with fucking yellow. It's more of the point that they just handed her the Iron Fist. Like, I understand there was an arc here to get to this point through the season, but I honestly felt at the end of it, she'd be like, no. It wouldn't have made a difference to me if I'd had this or not. Like, when BB died, that's the moment she's like, I should have had the Iron Fist. But she acknowledges it wouldn't have done anything in that situation because he would have died anyway. So I don't see what the crisscross there is to be like, I could have saved him, because she said she couldn't have saved him. So I don't know what links are in her brain to be like, I could avoid this happening in the future. Well, you couldn't have avoided him happening, even if you had the fist. So it would have made no difference. She's not an Iron Fist in the comics, alright? So why give her a fucking fist? It's like they've just turned into Oprah and they're just like, you get a fist, you get a fist, you get a fist. You're particularly fisty, actually. You are sick fuck. You deserve a fist. Anyone can have a fist. It seems like it's belittling the power of this thing. And they've already depowered it a shit ton in this show. And now they're just handing them out to everyone. It's disgusting. I love this character and what he is in the comics, and you're just destroying him. He actually had a good arc in this until the end. He should have taken the fist back. The one thing which is good, at least, is you gave her backstory, even though it's not in the comics, as to why she should have the Iron Fist. Linked it back to the first female Iron Fist being a relative of Colleen, but it's not in the comics. I understand you can take liberties when you're transferring from one medium to another, 100%. But this is just ridiculous. I'm sorry. It just is. I feel so annoyed. It seems so shoot in and so last minute. It seems fake. Like, honestly, this isn't just me being a fan being like, this is disgusting. It just seems a bit too ridiculous. Like, him being the Iron Fist and going to Kunlun and his parents dying, it was all destiny for him to meet Colleen and give her the Iron Fist. That was how they shaped it at the end of the season, which is fucking ridiculous. I've sworn so much in this because I'm disgusted at how they've treated this character. I'm sorry, I'm pissed off. It's not, oh, Danny's the Iron Fist, he needs to work on himself, he needs to work with his struggles. No, you're the reason you're here was to give the Iron Fist to her the whole time. She's the Iron Fist. Like, I wish my fist glowed just then. That would have been something, but I don't have those editing capabilities on iMovie. My question is, would they have done this to Luke Cage? You know in that episode of Luke Cage where Claire is trying to save him in season 1 because he's been shot by a Judas bullet, and they're trying to re-give him bulletproof powers, essentially. Would they have given Claire those powers instead of him at that moment? Would they have chucked Misty in and given her those powers? And no, you wouldn't have done that with Luke Cage because it's fucking stupid. And the fact that she's been able to use power manipulation in terms of pushing forward her Iron Fist onto other inanimate objects within a couple of months of having it, it's ridiculous. It's throwing away lore. Danny couldn't do that after having the fist for time. Time! Davos couldn't do that after being trained for time. Time! You're just like, no. I can do it. Me. I don't want to say Mary Sue because I don't think she's a Mary Sue. I don't. But there are tendencies here which I fucking hate now. And this is nothing against the actress because I think she did a great job in the show. It's the freaking character that now I disdain. I liked the character a lot. Now, I don't. Not as much. Not as much. This last thing is both a good and a bad thing. Right at the end, we had this little snippet of Ward and Danny going across Asia. Specifically, they're in Hokkaido in Japan. I'd love to go there one day. Hopefully I will. And essentially they reveal Orson Randall. Now for me, he isn't my favorite Iron Fist at all. Probably one of my least favorites because, well, personally I don't like Kung Fu. I don't like guns and Kung Fu mixed together. For me, it's just a bit too much. It's a bit too odd. That was his specific fighting style and I never really enjoyed reading that. But at the end, we see that Danny has got Orson's guns. His famous guns where he transfers his Iron Fist energy into the bullets, which was a cool scene to see, but we didn't need to see the gunshot. Also, it could have just been his fist going up with the guns. He's got his guns, and then you don't need to see the shot come. It sort of made it less epic, the fact that we saw the shot. Like, we didn't need to see him shoot a golden bullet. It could have just been, that's it, full stop. We know what's gonna happen. But it could be cool to see Orson Randall with because there's more than one now, one of the Iron Fists, you know, because there's Colleen as well now who's an Iron Fist. Ugh. But beside that, overall, it was a pretty good season of TV, yeah. 9 episodes were great. Not a lot of fluff, you know, everything fit. There was no major plot holes for me, as far as I could see. A lot of the character developments were good. So, yeah, I'll put up a review tomorrow. Obviously, you can tell I'm a lot more calm now. I'm just hiding it. Yeah. Well, that's how I feel. But anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel down there. If you didn't, Iron Fist himself is gonna come after you. And you don't want that, you really don't, so just subscribe to avoid that. I've been Orange Comic. You've been great, and I'll see you next time. Skadoosh.